Coming up, I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful rose heart, perfect for the one you love. Hi, I'm Robin, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be participating in the Power Up Collab, hosted by Sarah at Can Sarah DIY It and Zaina at OK at Home DIY. I started off with this canvas that I had previously glued a lot of stir sticks on and painted them brown. So what I wanted to do was remove the canvas part from the wood so I could attach the stir sticks to a piece of board so I could scroll it. I had this idea. I wanted to scroll a heart into the wood and have a rose inside the heart. But the first thing I have to do is remove the canvas staples. So instead of removing the staples, which are really hard to do, I just used a flathead screwdriver and removed the canvas from the frame. Once I had that removed, then I stuck the stir stick part onto the board. I looked on the web, and on the Steve Good website, which is one of the websites that I frequently use, I found this beautiful rose pattern. Once I cut out the rose pattern, I proceeded to add adhesive glue to the back, and then I made a heart as well just by drawing on a paper and cutting it out. I'm just deciding how I want it here. Once I figured out where the center was, I decided to put the rose on. Then I took some contact paper and I cut it to size. I took a gift card that I had on hand and I smoothed out all of the wrinkles on the contact paper. After I did that and I stuck down my rose heart, I had to smooth that out as well. The next step is putting pilot holes in my project. Now I do need these holes so I can access the inside of the pattern, and I will need to thread my saw blade through the middle of each hole. So that's why I'm drilling holes, because if I went all around the pattern, I'd have to break the pattern to get in the middle. So that's why I put those holes. So here I am threading the saw through, and I'm doing my first cut. Once I get the first piece cut, I take my little pokey tool and I pull out the piece and set it aside, unscrew my saw blade, and then put it in another hole and continue sawing. Now the saw does go a lot slower than this. I sped it up so I wouldn't waste your time. And you just take your time as you're sawing. You follow the line using your hands as a guide, but you let the saw do the work. The scroll saw that I have right now is the Ryobi 16-inch saw. I got it at Home Depot and it wasn't very expensive, but there is some drawbacks of the saw. It's not that easy to change the blade in it, and the blade clamps break. But we figured out to use some special screws instead. Now, since I was using the stir sticks as a backer, the pattern was moving around, so I had to put some painter's tape all around the contact paper to keep it more secure and together. And here's how it's looking. So I'm just continuing on doing the leaf part. I did do this on a live, and if you want to see the full video, I will link it in the description box below. And I'm doing the last inside cut right now. Since I'm not doing a layered cutting, if I scroll and follow the lines around here, it won't keep it in one piece. So to scroll it so it doesn't fall apart, I need to make bridges. Bridges are cuts that are made in some places but not others. I'll be giving the piece cut lines to separate the rose from the heart, but not cut all the way through to separate both pieces. This way the piece stays together. Once all of my inner cuts have been completed, I can start cutting the outside of the piece. And this part is really easy because you don't have to go on the inside, move the blade or any of that. You just cut along all the perimeter. So I'm just doing that right now. I didn't cut my bridges yet at this point. I'm just cutting the outside. Once that was done, I separated it from the back, and now I'm going to be cutting my bridges, just the bottom parts of the leaves. So I'm just giving them some small cuts just to define them, because I will be painting this piece as well. And here it is, all done. Now I'm separating it from the backer, and there were a few pieces of the stir stick that had come off, so I made sure to glue them back into place. And then I started sanding. So I sanded the back and the front a little, just to get the wispies off. I decided to use Holiday Red from Dollarama to paint the rose red. I'm painting the top of the stir sticks, and here's how it looks so far. I also painted the leaves with leaf green color. Then, using black paint, I painted around the whole pattern, the whole rose, and the leaves, so the rose would pop when you looked at it against the stir stick background. Once I was finished with the painting, I was liking how it was looking, but I thought it needed a little something more. Someone on the live suggested that I use a paper backing, and I had these sheets that I had gotten at Dollar Tree. And after asking my audience which color they like best, someone picked orange. I would have never thought orange would look good, but in fact, it looked fantastic. So I'm just adding some glue on the back, and then I place the piece onto the orange backer. And here's how it looks. Isn't it gorgeous? I absolutely love it. I want to thank Sarah at Can Sarah DIY It and Zaina at OK at Home DIY for hosting this cool Power Up collaboration. There's also a giveaway. To be entered for the giveaway, you have to go watch the playlist and make sure to comment each person's secret word in their comment box. If you want to see something similar I made to do with this project, click on this video and I'll show you how to make a stir stick wooden heart frame.